You know how sometimes you read a story and it feels different? Like it's not just a story, it's a roadmap. A story that feels like it was written just for you, about your life? Well, that's what we're diving into today. This isn't just a novel, it's a guide, a blueprint for anyone who's ever felt like they're on a quest.
So let's meet our guy. His name's Santiago, and he's a shepherd out in the fields of Andalusia. And honestly, life's pretty good. He's got his sheep, he's got his freedom. It's a comfortable, predictable life. But then there's this dream, a recurring dream. You know the kind. It's about a hidden treasure way over at the Egyptian pyramids.
Now for Santiago, it's just a dream, right? Easy to ignore. But hold on a second. This is where the story flips and becomes about us. Think about it. That little nagging thought you have in the back of your head. That quiet ambition you push down. What if that's not just some random fantasy? What if that's your true mission on Earth? That's the question that really gets this whole thing started.
So of course Santiago's skeptical. I mean, who wouldn't be? He's ready to just forget about it. But then he meets this mysterious old man in a town square. An old man who says he's a king. And this king, he doesn't care about the sheep. He cares about what's going on inside Santiago's head. And he's about to drop a truth bomb. The one thing that holds almost everyone back.
Just let that sink in for a minute. The idea that at some point you lose control, that your life just happens to you, controlled by fate. The king has a name for that. He calls it the world's greatest lie. And it's so dangerous because it makes us quit before we even start. It lets us off the hook.
And this is so important. The king reframes the whole thing. He says it's not just a dream. He calls it a personal legend. And that word choice is everything. It's not some casual wish. The book frames it as your mission, your actual purpose for being here.
And to really drive this home, the king points out a baker. This baker, he wanted to travel too. But what did he do? He decided to buy a bakery first, for security. He told himself he'd travel someday, later. But Santiago, he did the opposite. He became a shepherd because it let him travel right now. See the difference? One guy put his dream on hold for security, the other built his life around his dream. That's a choice we all face, isn't it?
Okay, so what happens when you actually say yes to your personal legend? Well, this is where it gets really good. The king makes this huge promise. He says it's not just you fighting against the odds. The moment you commit, the entire universe starts to conspire to help you. Seriously, it's like this invisible force kicks in, and that's the engine that drives this whole story.
Right, but how does that actually work? I mean, the universe isn't going to send you a text message with directions. The king explains that it has its own language, a language without words. And it gives Santiago a few tools to start learning how to read it. First up, you've got omens. Like a butterfly that shows up at just the right moment or a gut feeling you can't ignore. Then there's something he calls the principle of favorability, which is basically beginner's luck. It's that little taste of success the universe gives you right at the start, just to say, hey, you're on the right track, keep going. And just in case, for when things get confusing, the king gives him 2 stones, Urim and Thummim, for a simple yes or no answer.
And before he goes, the king leaves him with one last piece of wisdom. A little story about the secret to happiness. Imagine this. A boy has to walk through a gorgeous palace holding a spoon with 2 drops of oil in it. The catch? He can't spill the oil. The first time, he's so focused on the spoon, he misses all the incredible art and architecture. The second time, he's so amazed by the palace, he spills the oil. The secret, the king says, is to see all the marvels of the world, but never ever forget the oil in your spoon. Your goal and your journey.
So Santiago does it. He sells his flock, he's all in, he heads across the strait to Tangier, Africa. He feels incredible, alive, hopeful. This is it. He meets a guy who offers to be his guide, but then, in the middle of this busy market, he gets distracted. Just for a second, his eye catches this beautiful sword.
And poof, gone. Just like that. The friend vanishes and takes every last cent Santiago had. He's totally broke, all alone, in a country where he can't even speak the language. Game over, right? The whole quest is done before it even starts.
This right here, this is the first real test. It would be so easy to just crumble, to see himself as a victim, to blame the world. But as he's sitting there, he realizes something huge. He has a choice, not about what just happened to him, but about who he is now. Is he a poor victim, or is he an adventurer on a quest for treasure? That's the choice, isn't it? The one we all have to make when life hits us hard.
He chooses adventurer. So now, his treasure hunt is a mission just to survive. He ends up getting a job with a crystal merchant, and it's in this dusty old shop that he's going to face maybe the most dangerous obstacle yet, the temptation of a comfortable life. Now this crystal merchant, he's a nice guy, but he's the total opposite of Santiago. He's stuck. See, he has a dream too, to go on a pilgrimage to Mecca, but he's been dreaming about it for 30 years.
and has never done a thing about it. His shop is both his prison and his safe place. He's basically a walking warning sign. And this is just, wow. This gets to the heart of it. The merchant admits his biggest fear. And it's not the fear of failure, it's the fear of success. He's afraid that if he actually goes to Mecca, he'll have nothing left to live for. The idea of the dream is what keeps him going. And isn't that a thing? How many of us are secretly terrified of what happens after we get the one thing we want most?
You'll hear the merchant say this word a lot, maktub. It means it is written. But for him, it's an excuse. It's his way of saying, well, what can you do? It's fate. He sees destiny as a fixed point. But for Santiago, destiny is the path itself. It's the same word, but it means two completely different things depending on your mindset.
So Santiago starts working. He brings all this new energy to the shop, and suddenly business is booming. But all this success actually makes the merchant miserable because it shows him what he could have been doing all along. And he drops this heavy line on Santiago. He says that every blessing you ignore, it doesn't just go away. It sticks around and becomes a curse.
Okay, fast forward about a year. Santiago has worked his tail off, and he's done really well for himself. He now has more than enough money to go back home, buy back his sheep, and live a comfortable life, even better than before. He's earned it, he's safe, and now he's at a crossroads.
So, what would you do? I mean, really think about it. The safe bet is right there on the table. A guaranteed win, a good, comfortable life. Or do you take all that money you just earned and risk it all over again, for some treasure that might not even be real, in a desert you know nothing about? He's literally packing his bags to go home. He's made his decision. And then something tumbles out of his old pouch. It's the two stones, Urim and Thummim, the ones the old king gave him. Talk about an omen, right? It's like a jolt from the universe, reminding him of that promise he made to himself, reminding him of his personal legend.
And in that 1 second, everything clicks. His whole perspective just flips. That year he spent working, it wasn't a waste of time. It wasn't a detour. He learned so much. He learned the language, he learned about running a business, he learned how to be resilient. He realizes the trip from his home was just 2 hours away. This year didn't set him back, it moved him forward. He's not further from his dream, he's closer.
So he chooses the desert. He chooses the treasure because he figures, hey, he can always go back to being a shepherd, but an opportunity like this, it might never come again. And so he jumps back in. And this is where we'll leave him for now, because the lesson here is huge. Sometimes our biggest setbacks are actually our greatest preparations, and the danger of a comfortable someday dream is way bigger than the risk of the quest itself. Santiago's journey was really just getting started. So, where is yours going to take you?